Hello everyone, this is MxmxEdeka. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we are gonna be doing a level swap with Radioactive. The way this works is basically we start two brand new levels, build for 10 minutes and then swap the levels. After having 3 turns on each level, we are done. And hopefully we have 2 rate-worthy levels. Do you think we can do it? Watch till the end to find out. So sadly my voice didn't record, so I'm gonna have to do a voiceover. For the first round, I started by making some simple robot gameplay. I want to use a 2x speed because I think it fitted the song. As you can see, I started with a pink pad for the beginning and then I added some orbs and some platforms that you had to click on. And yeah, that was basically for the gameplay. I don't really know how to explain it much because it's as simple as it gets. But after making the gameplay, I tried designing the structure, but it just turned out trash. Just look at this. Even though it looked really mid, I decided to keep it because I was almost out of time and I wasted way too much time on this structure. And after copy-pasting this structure a bit, it was time, and we did the swapping. Radioactive's part had some really interesting gameplay, and it took me a while to figure out how it worked. But, in my opinion, he cooked. Now it was my turn to try something, and I started by designing this structure. I wanted to make something interesting and unique, but at the end it just turned out generic. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. The next thing I did was just copy-paste the design as much as I could, but I just couldn't do much because the structuring was really complicated and I made the design a bit too complicated to copy-paste easily. But after doing some copy-pasting, the time was up. And then we swapped. I think this structure that he made is actually really cool and well made for 10 minutes. Of course, because I didn't really know what to do, I just made a simple pulse for the structure that goes from top to bottom. To be honest, it's pretty lazy and mid, just look at this. But even though it's simple, I think it really helped the level. It made the level a bit more alive, which I was trying to do that. Next thing I did was take these small floating platforms and just move them into place with a move trigger. The last thing I did for this round was just make some simple ground spikes, but sadly I didn't have enough time, so they just turned out pretty ugly. Thankfully Radioactive finished them later. As you can see, he deleted my structure, which I'm kinda sad about, but the effect that he made is just too cool. So because I was out of ideas at first, I decided to just start copy-pasting. But then I just had an interesting idea in my head for a structure like this. Now that I'm looking at this, it's worse than I thought. But I was just really rushing it, and I think it was just a hard theme to work on, and it's okay. As you can see, he made the ground spikes and also decorated these floating platforms, which means he did a good job. So this was the second to last round, so I wanted to basically finish this part. And what I did was work on the ground spikes. First off, as you can see, I added a glow behind it to make it a bit more interesting. And also, I added these ground spikes that I made them tinkle. Basically just blink in a way. Then I just went full lazy mode and literally just copy-pasted the ground spikes to the ceiling. After adding that sparkling effect, I finally tried decorating this structure right here. Even though it was terrible, I just had to decorate it. I wanted to decorate it since I spent so much time on making it. Then I added some glow to the structure, some movements, and that was it. Okay, I really like what he did here and I had an interesting plan. I want to add some ground spikes and also make these circles rotate. And that's what I did. I started off with making these circles move, and first off I wanted to make them move slowly, like this. But then I made the best mistake ever. I wanted to make it rotate 2 times, but accidentally made it 23, and that made it so much cooler. Look at this. I think it made it much more interesting than before, and I proceeded with making every single one rotate. After finally making the rotations for every single one, didn't have much time, so I just copy pasted this block design to the ground spikes, like so. And after copy pasting the ground spikes and fixing some mistakes, the part was basically done. And yeah, that's the video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. It was really fun to record, and if you enjoyed it and you want to see more videos like this, why not drop a sub? I'll be making more videos like this in the future. And now let's get into the showcase of the levels.